So good morning, everyone. So I'm Ricardo Martins from the University of Porto, and I will be giving an overview of our lab and also the collaborations that we have with other institutions all over the world. So our lab was established in the late 90s, so in 96, 97, and it's based in Oporto, Portugal, at the School of Engineering of the University of Porto. We are a team of 20 plus young and very passionate full-time researchers, and from time to time we do have students working there, PhD students or master students. And also foreign students come and work for the lab for a period of time, usually 1 or 2 years. And we gather specialists from computer science, electrical and mechanical engineering. And we develop, we build, so we manufacture and operate our own autonomous underwater vehicles and also unmanned aerial vehicles. And we control everything, all the technology involved in manufacturing and operating those vehicles is built by us. So the only part that we actually don't make ourselves are the mechanical parts. So but we do supervise the manufacturing. So, and we have a very simple vision. So for a country that is not very rich as Portugal, we want to develop affordable systems and very capable systems, and the number of systems we develop may overcome for the difficulty in building large systems and large networks or large permanent systems. So we have all of those vehicles. We do have aerial vehicles, autonomous surface vehicles, and autonomous underwater vehicles. So, and to have a semi-permanent network of vehicles, we have this vision. So we have autonomous aerial vehicles coming over a network of autonomous surface vehicles and autonomous underwater vehicles to gather the data and to close a network. So we have been very busy in the last few years. This is our operations in the last 5 years. There is a dot missing in Nova Scotia. I forgot about it. So we have been in many places in Europe and in the United States, doing all sorts of missions from harbor surveys, estuary surveys, that actually was in Ireland, deep sea operations, archaeology, mapping, coastal ops, communication trials, and mine countermeasures. So we do have very good collaboration with the Portuguese Navy. And we collaborate with everyone that is open to collaboration. We can do surveys in any country that desires, and we can give our data away if someone needs it for research or for non-commercial purposes. We are always open for exchanging expertise, ideas, and experiences, and most of the time we want to try those ideas if we find them good enough. So if you have a new concept of operation that involves autonomous vehicles, we will be interested in trying that. And our software, so one building block of our infrastructure is truly open source. So you can actually go to the internet and download all the source code that we use and to use on your own autonomous vehicles, or we also provide our command and control software that will allow you to analyze data and treat the data of vehicles or other sensors. And we have our modular and adaptive autonomous vehicles. So we do have several of them, so it's a reasonable fleet. We so far, since '97, we've built 15, and 7 of those are still in operation. So we can fly them to any part of the world and do a survey with very different, so not all the vehicles are the same. We have special sensors on some of them. So those vehicles together have very good capabilities in terms of sensing the environment. And in Portugal, we collaborate with the Portuguese Navy, so that was a very important, and it still is a very important collaboration for us. It allowed us to have very sturdy and very reliable autonomous vehicles, because the Navy has the tendency of breaking everything that we build. So, and then with the Portuguese Air Force, we started a program to build and develop unmanned aerial vehicles, and we do fly those over the ocean regularly. And with the Hydrographic Office, this is not really related with autonomy or with autonomous vehicles, but we developed data loggers, buoy equipment, and state-of-the-art surf zone drifters. This is a very recent project, but we are very pleased with it. And with the task force for the extension of the continental shelf, so this is no longer a legal institution in Portugal, but at the time we helped them operating the deep sea ROV in our coast and in our international waters. And the harbor of Douro and Leixões, this is in Porto. They allow us to operate in their premises, and they give us support, and we provide them with the mapping and surveillance of the harbor. So in Europe, we collaborate with many institutions. This list is a little bit biased, so this is basically what I know and what I regularly work with, so the institutions that I work with. So Evologics, this is a German company, and they are starting to use our onboard software on their own autonomous surface vessels. And also we collaborate in underwater acoustic communications. CMRE, it was known by NERC, so this is the NATO Undersea Research Center. We collaborate with them in signal processing, acoustic communications, and the Janus communication standard for, this is a NATO standard for acoustic communications, and delayed disruption tolerant networking. So we use all these collaborations to start building the technology that we need to realize the vision that I talked earlier. So, and the National Oceanographic Center, I guess most of you may know them, they have helped us in terms of improving our safety and reliability of our vehicles. And then several institutions, the collaboration is not as strong as with the previous institutions, but we do have NTNU from Norway, PLOCAM from Spain, Delft University, Swedish Defense Agency, Royal Institute of Technology in Sweden, and also many European and NATO project partners. In the United States, we collaborate with the US Coast Guard, so UAV operations in harsh environments in the Arctic. So we might fly over there in 2014. And the Naval Postgraduate School, so we do have some, we made very many experiences in underwater acoustic communications, and we share many expertise with them. Mainly, they taught almost everything that we needed to start building our vehicles. And the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, we've been there since 2012, and we do fish tracking. So we develop tags for tracking fish, and we do, after that, we track the fish with our autonomous vehicles, and also in artificial intelligence. So we are always trying to make our vehicles more intelligent. And with the Monterey Bay Aquarium, we used software that was used in the Mars rover. So they have some scientists that used to work for NASA, and the experiments went, they were positive, and in the future we will continue using that technology. And the University of California at Berkeley, mainly by exchanging students, and we did some surveys there in an estuary. And then Google, University of Michigan, and the Naval Undersea Warfare Center, we did some experiments with them. They came to Portugal, and Google is mainly for data, so they are users of our data. And we are starting more collaborations in Portuguese-speaking countries. So Mozambique and Brazil are a lot larger than Portugal. So Brazil has 15 times more people than Portugal, but these cooperations are still in early stages. But I believe that in the next year or in the next 2 years, we will actually operate there and share our technology with them. So I will now present our autonomous vehicles. We always have this idea of having always a human in the loop. So they are autonomous, they are intelligent, but usually it's a good idea to have a human controlling the network or controlling the vehicles. We do have one software framework that is the same for all the vehicles. It doesn't matter if they go underwater or if they fly. So we use the same software for everything. And as I told earlier, you can actually get that software in the internet. And all the systems are able to speak with each other. So it's very easy for a submarine to send data to an airplane, and the airplane will carry that data back and also carry orders to send to the submarine. And we do have this technology called delay disruption tolerant networking. So this type of networks are not easy to deploy and are not easy to realize, because when the submarine goes underwater, there is a very high difference in terms of bandwidth between acoustic communications and radio communications. So, and they must be low cost, portable, and portable, I mean someone like me can carry them around, and that says a lot. And they must be easy to deploy. So we don't need any special ship to deploy our vehicles. So in here we have 3 generations, and by 3 generations they were actually made one each year. So 3 years, 3 generations, and now we are quite happy with the last generation, so the one closest to you. This one will actually be our workhorse. We have 4 of those. This one was actually sold to a country that was, so it was Russia. I don't know if you have anything against it, but so they are black because they were mainly developed for the Portuguese Navy, and black is a nice color. But we also have them in orange. So, and they are quite capable. So they do have all the state-of-the-art side-scan sonars. They depending on how much you want to spend, they can navigate using LBL or another acoustic positioning system, or they can go purely inertial navigation using the DVL and fiber optic or ring laser gyros. And the payload, that's the payload for a single vehicle, but then you can have, or you can give or take more sensors. And it has all the communication interfaces that are needed to communicate underwater and at the surface. And to allow these vehicles to communicate with, so to enable one autonomous vehicle to send data to an aircraft while the submarine is underwater, we use these black boxes to relay acoustic communications to radio links. And these aircraft were developed with the Portuguese Air Force. We have many of them, and we fly them over the ocean, mainly for surveillance and to track fish or to track interesting ships. And we have accumulated many hours of operations during the day and during the night. So, and I will just finish with the software that we have. So we have 3 pieces of software. I will only talk about one, which is the only one that you can actually see. The other one goes inside the vehicle, and there's nothing really to see, except when something goes wrong. So this will enable you to control all the vehicles that we have, and many of them at the same time. And you can plan your mission, you can follow what's going on, and you can, after the mission is over, you can process and review all the data that was gathered. So you can plan, and you can plan for multi-vehicles. You can follow the execution, so the green, actually they are yellow circles, there are the ranges, the acoustic ranges of the submarine. And then you can analyze what the data that was gathered using simple plots, or then by doing bathymetry maps, 3D bathymetry maps, or analyze the SANSCAN data, or just see, replay what the vehicle did. Actually, the colors are a little bit different from what I have here. The black there should be green, should be red. And then you can also see high-frequency radar overlays, so, and also S57 charts on top of this console. And I'll just finish with one exercise that we organize every year with the Portuguese Navy, so everyone is invited, even Russians. We do usually 2 or 3 weeks of operations in Portugal using a Navy ship. This year we will probably, or in 2014, we'll probably also have a NATO ship there. And we fly autonomous aircraft, and we deploy underwater autonomous vehicles. And we do many experiments, being to do exercises in mine warfare, just trying to detect mines or mine-like objects, harbor protection. We do hydrography, search and rescue, so identifying something that a dummy that looks like a human, and also some archaeology depending on the area where we are going to operate. So this is the ship from the Portuguese Navy. That's deploying an AUV from the ship, an UAV from the ship, and then this is the collection of submarines that we had in 2010. So I believe 10 or 11 autonomous underwater vehicles. And this is in 2012. So less vehicles here, but they are more capable. And some of the data products, so this is leftovers from illegal fishery. This is a dummy, it was supposed to be resembling a corpse. Don't ask me, it was the Portuguese Navy that chose those dummies. And then some identifying a corpse using the side scan sonar. And this is the photograph also collected by the autonomous underwater vehicle. And the 3D bathymetry of the area. So these products you can have as soon as you recover the vehicles. So it will take 10 minutes to do this. And a mosaicing, an imaging mosaicing of the autonomous, of the unmanned aerial vehicles, so also in the same area. And this was an experiment following a vehicle using in here infrared camera, and this is just a rib, and this is a ship from the Portuguese Navy also. So to conclude, having a network of vehicles will provide new capabilities, especially when you can when those vehicles are getting more capable and sensors are getting miniaturized. There is also always an implication between what you compute and what you have to control. So when you have a network, controlling the network is very different than controlling just one vehicle. And interoperability is key to network operation. So every system must at least understand each other. We do learn from experimentation, so we have many experiences. Some of them I don't like to remember, and some of them are very good to learn from them. And international cooperation is the key, especially because we get to know new areas where operations there are very different from what we have in Portugal. So, thank you very much.